We're Kim and Al. Last year, we made some pretty big changes. We retired, sold our house in the city, and moved north to an old farm homestead at the end of its life. Our plan is to build an off-grid home ourselves. This year, with our solar and septic systems completed, as well as basic four-season shelter, we're ready to take on the challenge of building our forever home. We're excited to share our experience as we continue to create this new life on the North River.
Ooh la la.
Hey guys, so today is the big day. We have our windows. We went down south and picked them up, and so we have had some really cold weather up here, like, you know, almost -30. So today we've got -4 weather, and we've decided that we're going to put the big window in. So a little bit nervous. It's pretty heavy. When we brought it from the truck, you know, it was just
everything gonna be Irene.
yeah, it was a little awkward and heavy, but Al is telling me that it's no worries and everything's gonna be fine. So really, really pumped about getting that window in today.
Through the night we're dancing. We stay up
Hi guys.
Oh, hello.
So this week we got our big window in, which is like crazy. It's just made the biggest difference in here. We are just over the moon, eh?
Yeah, no, it's super fantastic.
Yeah, it's we knew it was gonna make a big difference, but I mean, it's like night and day, literally like night and day. It just changes perspective and, you know.
Oh yeah, night and day, like literally and figuratively, as it brings in so much natural light, and we're really excited about getting the clerestory windows in up this coming week.
Yeah.
If we can, we got a couple of days where it's going to get up to a balmy, I think, -6.
Yeah. So we've had a cold snap. It's been really, really cold up here. And I was just saying to Al, you know, one of the things that I was really nervous about moving up here was, you know, Al grew up here just a couple of hours from here. So he's used to northern winters. He's used to this. I didn't, and I was really nervous about it. You know, for those of you that know me, I am cold at the best of times. So one of the things that I did to get ready for coming up here was just buy a lot of clothes to make sure that I was going to be warm and you know, have just enough hats,
REI or Cabela's or Mountain Equipment Co-op, any of the no affiliation, no endorsements. No. But it's having layers. If anybody's not aware, I'll preach my layers.
Which I've already done and always done.
Layers.
But the point is, you know, now that we're up here, and this is a true winter, like we've had snow, whereas down south, I think that they're just getting snow that's staying.
It comes and melts. It does that. Like in Toronto, anybody lives in the city knows it's more slush. It's like slush season, so you get that kind of hovering around 0 or just below, and it just melt, freeze. You get some nice snow, but usually it just turns to muddy slush.
Yeah. Whereas up here, we've got real winter, and it's quite cold. We've got lots of snow, and it's staying. And the truth is, it's changing my relationship with it. I am really enjoying, you know, having a real winter, being able to use our snowshoes on a pretty regular basis. The fact that the river literally ices over.
We've been going for walks now. The river's iced over, and it's probably about 8 inches thick at this point, and we just stick to the shores just to be careful. But again, like, we're talking cold snap. Like you know, I've seen worse, but it was down to almost -30 with almost -40 with the wind chill. So -28 one night. So I actually ended up stuffing insulation around the cracks of the door, because I realized my door for that solar shed, because it's only meant to be temporary, it wasn't really well sealed. So just today I replaced the insulation with a bit of foam, that sticky foam weather barrier. So I just kind of rigged up some finger joint pine in that and braced it to keep the cold out. And so far it's holding that battery box. So with -28 being the actual temperature, today, when I finally checked on the system, I just left it closed, so I wasn't losing any heat that was accumulating with those little lights I have in there and that. But it was, I think, 14 degrees Celsius, the batteries, which is pretty good.
It's really good.
Yeah, no, considering it was -28. So, yeah, pretty bananas. And again, like, when I say layers, like you're better off, rather than a big balmy ski jacket, you're probably better off with like 2 t-shirts and 2 sweaters. And I'm not kidding. Like when I used to smoke as a kid, and when I quit, I went on this big health kick, and I started running all the time. And I would go out in snowstorms. I would go out -40. It didn't matter what the hell was going on. And it would be like 2 t-shirts and 2 long sleeve shirts. And then, you know, 2 mittens, a couple pairs of socks, and yeah, you end up sometimes stripping off a layer.
You know, typically in the past I've been very cold, but I don't know, it's strange. You get used to it. It's like our new normal. And, you know, with the wood stove, it's more than warm enough in here. Some days we still get it too hot in here, and, you know.
I'll throw a little biology at you. Like when we were in Cuba. I don't even remember who the guy was. We ended up talking to him like one of the tours or something. There was a gentleman who was explaining to us that I guess your capillaries, like the little tiny blood vessels in your body, like everything else, everything's like dying and regenerating and healing and regenerating. And if you're in a cold environment, your capillaries will regenerate further and further down in your skin, like further down deep into the soft tissue. And the idea is to keep your blood insulated and, you know, deeper inside your body. And so if you're exposed to a cold environment, I think it's like 6 months, is the amount of time roughly that it takes for you to start to adjust to that. And then, you know, that's why like someone like my brother who you know, also used to smoke and would, you know, could stand outside in minus 25 in a pair of shorts, right? And have no problem with that. And even myself, having lived in Southern Ontario at that time for about 15 years, you know what I mean? I've got my coat on and stuff and I'm cold. So it explains why, for instance, when you live in a hot environment, your capillaries will actually start to move toward the surface as they regenerate and kind of rebuild. That way your blood is at the surface of your skin and it lets off heat easier. It's easier to regulate, which is why like when we were in Cuba, we're like in board shorts and tank tops, and the people that are working there are in jeans and sweatshirts. Like, not even a joke. It's like 35 degrees Celsius, like, what's that, 100? It's like 100 out, and they're wearing sweaters and jeans because 100 is not a really hot day for them.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's the story of layers and getting used to cold. The one thing to mention, triple glazed windows, like, it really does make a difference. I'll say that. I was really surprised. So my Uncle Ted, hey Ted, gave me one of those little temperature guns. A little, you know, point and click, get a reading. And I was really surprised to see, like, if I pointed at the walls and say, for instance, the wall is 21 degrees Celsius, I pointed at the window and it's only a degree cooler. It's like 20. So, whereas there's about 3 degrees difference with the double glazed windows on the door. So it does make a big difference, that's for sure. It costs a little bit more, but I think the energy savings in the long run, plus it's a comfort thing. Like, when you put your hand on that window, it's warm. It's not, you don't feel that cold draft as air's falling off of it. And I know a lot of people end up putting blinds on and stuff just to hold that draft back. But worth its weight in gold for sure. We were really happy with it.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where we're at. Got lots of sunshine in our enclosure now.
If there's any music files out there, I leveled the fretboard on my guitar last night. That was exciting. Something I was a little nervous about tackling, but it turned out really well. No buzzing or anything, so pretty happy about that. Just the little things in life.
Yeah, we're excited to get all the music stuff set up in here so that we can play and practice.
Bust it out.
Yeah.
All right,
So
folks.
anyway, have a good night.